did you find him? What do you think? He looks healthy, you said.
You know what? He looks beautiful. I mean, he's just, he's always been to me, has always been like the ultimate looking thoroughbred. He's like, almost looks like a big quarter horse, what he looks like. And, physically, mentally, he's everything that, we look for in a horse. And I was telling them I would have liked to have pulled a little prank and put a hip number, some fake hip number, and walk him through Keeneland just to see if anybody noticed him in there. And it would have gone crazy for him, But, he is just, physically, he's just so imposing, and he's always been that way. From day one, he was always, when he was on the track, he just stood out amongst them all. He just, he's a man amongst boys, and he was a relentless competitor. He did not want to lose, whether it was in the morning or afternoon, and he was just an incredible racehorse.
Well, I know no one knows what the future is going to hold. You've sent a lot of horses to stud. What would you predict this one will do as a sire?
Well, I mean, nobody can really, we don't know for sure what they're going to do, but I think, just by looking at the way, it's just his body type, he was, he's bred for turf, basically, a little bit, and so he has it on both sides. So I think dirt, turf, I think he's going to be with Scat Daddy, and but I think it's just that those elite horses like him, they're like, like most horses, they'll give you a good quarter of a mile finish. He can give you about 5/8 of a run. And that's really, to me, they ask me, when do you know? Because I can tell these horses like him, if you watch his Kentucky Derby, I mean, you don't go any faster than that. He was just churning it up, and I was just wondering, well, it's going to end badly, and but he just kept catching gears, He just has that. It's their mental, but their physical makeup. But if you look at him physically, the muscle on him, the power, all over, he's just like this muscle-bound horse. That usually muscle-bound horse like that, they don't run very far, and he carries it. He carried it. He's not only has the physical, but he has the endurance to go a mile and a half. And so he's a pretty freaky kind of horse, but he has the pedigree to back it up.
When was the last time that you saw him before today?
When he left.
Okay.
So it was sort of a pretty sad day when he left, and but it's good to see him again. He hasn't changed. He's full of himself. And he's always been that. He's always been a happy horse. He's always been alert, walks in wherever he goes. He's a very curious horse, and but he knows he is the man. Wherever he goes, he just has that. There's something about it that he's just, dominance. He walks into the barn. It's like, he lets all the horses know. When he was working, I'd work horses with him, and he was just, they'd come up to him, and they would just lose interest. He gives that out. There's something about it. That I'm sure if he was in a field with a bunch of stallions, he would be the guy. So he would rule the paddock.
Your thoughts on him and American Pharoah being here at the same farm, and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty wild to think that two Triple Crown winners would end up at the same farm, and it was just, Pharoah, who's, he's our all-time favorite because of just the way, not only was he a brilliant, elite horse like Justify, but he had the demeanor that he loved human contact, and his foals are the same way, and so and this guy, he's not a mean horse. He just likes to nip a little bit, but he doesn't do it out of meanness, but he wants the space, and he'll give you 4 seconds tops, and that's it, unless you have a carrot or something. He goes on and does his own thing. He was. After the Belmont, though, he was sweet. He was tired.
What has been your impression of the American Pharoah yearlings that you've had a chance to see?
The American Pharoah, one thing he is stamping on him, not only is his physique type, but his the way he walks, his mechanics. American Pharoah, he just really just tremendous walker. I mean, really, and you know, a lot of these, especially European, you know, they really rely on the walk, you know, the overstride, and he has that. But they look like the athleticism. It looks like it's there. So it's been tough, you know, to buy one because everybody wants one. Everybody wants to take one home. I'm sure the Justify is going to be the same thing. You know, you don't want to take one home. It's, you know, it's like going and buying a souped up sports car. You know, we all want to drive a Ferrari. So and that's the way I compare them to. Good.
Thank you.
Thanks.